Chainsaw Man is phenomenal. I don't think that's a hot take. As a story, it was able to combine the macabre and the mundane to create its own unique flavor. But more than many other things, I love how it portrays happiness. I know this isn't the type of series that we usually associate with it. It's dark, often nihilistic, and has a very negative outlook on life. However, more than any other series I've experienced these past few years, it made me feel the happiness Denji would feel whenever he experienced something we would likely see as mundane. A bowl of ramen, a bed, breakfast, some nice clothes, or just someone to hang out with. All the little things we often take for granted, but would be lost without. And to someone who's never had anything, those little things were more than enough for him to be overjoyed. In some ways, you could say that happiness is relative. Early on, Denji had nothing. He lived only to see the next day, so all he needed to be happy was to satisfy his base desires like food and shelter. He's more than content to eat a cigarette or sell his own organs if that's what he needs to do. And to him, that isn't sad, it's just life. And that's how Makima managed to get him to perceive her as this angelic presence in his life. She made sure his every base desire was taken care of. She would indulge in his fantasies, and even though he wouldn't ever ask for it, she gave him people to care for, people who care about him. But it wasn't enough, because now having a blanket when he was cold and toast when he was hungry was just what was supposed to happen. So he needs something more. His relationships start to affect his mood. While earlier he was satisfied being needed by Makima, over time he wants her to dote on him, to love him. And this is what gave her control over Denji in the first place. She created an environment where he couldn't be detached anymore. An apathetic person is harder to control, but now his base needs were no longer a concern. She filled his life with genuine reasons to be happy. People to love, a family to go home to. Also that when she took it all away, all that was left was Makima. As humans, we like to seek out what makes us happy, and so when we lose something, someone, a source of that happiness, we tend to look for it in other things we love. A particular song, a specific movie, something that helps you through those lows. Maybe a friend who you can always talk to when you're down, or a place that makes you feel at home. And when it comes to Denji, what he loves is people. Or maybe better said, he loves people loving him. He loves the external validation from his peers, his friends, Avaki in power, and even the general public as we see towards the end. But above all, what he always wanted the most was the validation he gets from Makima. That's the most unsettling part of what she does. She gives him the world only to take it all away, knowing full well it would make his need of her approval, his desire to feel both needed and coddled by her, the only thing left for him to turn to. Makima's control over Denji is a cruel, abusive attempt at the manipulation of his every thought, emotion, and desire. By controlling what is allowed to make him happy and what he isn't allowed to have in his life, she indirectly takes control of his actions. And the fact that happiness isn't a tangible thing, it's relative, maybe even more so abstract. Flowing like water according to the smallest changes in that which surrounds you is what made it so easy to manipulate. If happiness was still derived from food at the table, clothes on his back, or the comfort of a warm blanket, it would have been easy to see who is using it to control you. It would be a matter of who is preventing you from fulfilling those needs. But since happiness is an abstract concept, even if someone molds your environment in order to control you, how will you know? Happiness is relative, and that's how it can all be made into pieces on someone else's chessboard. Hello everyone, it's been a while since I've addressed you guys in video, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for all your support on the last one. Also, I know this was a short one, but I really wanted to remake this one old video of mine from before I had any idea what I was doing, and to see how different it would turn out now with all that I've learned since. I'm not really sure when this is coming out, before year's end, I hope. I've been working on it for a while now, but things just kept getting in the way. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed the holidays and I wish you all a wonderful new year.